Hello friends, this video on Simple Equations Part 2 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Before we talk more about equation, let us have a quick recap on constants and variables. I'm sure that you all know what are they, but still we will have a quick recap. So constants are those values which have a fixed value of their own. So these are basically the numbers. So for example, you talk about numbers like 5, 50, 162, 3542. Now each of these are numbers, and when you say numbers, they always have their own value. If I say 5 rupees, 5 rupees means 5 rupees. 5 can never become equal to 10. 5 can never become equal to 1 by 5, or 5 can never become equal to minus 5. So all of these are constants, whether you talk about fractions, or you talk about the negative numbers, or you talk about the decimal numbers. These are all examples of constants. So constants means they will always have the same value. That is why they have a fixed value. So here, why do you see this picture? So this picture is to show that for constants, it's like they will always have the same haircut or the same hairstyle. So their hairstyle is not going to change ever. So that's a constant hairstyle or a fixed hairstyle, and these are constants. When you talk about variables, they have changing values. Now they can take different values. Let me give you an example. Now let us talk about any numbers, not number, because numbers always have fixed values. Let's talk about a variable x. Now generally these variables are denoted by alphabets, like X, Y, Z, A, B, C, P, Q, R, M, N, etc. So they are always denoted by alphabets, and these alphabets, they can take different values depending upon the situation. So their values keep on changing, just like this girl. You see right now she has brown hair. Now when she goes to a fancy dress competition, she puts a wig or she colors her hair, and now you see she has got a very weird hair color. She has a greenish hair color because she is going to a fancy dress competition. Again, the same person, when she is again going to a funky party, she has a very short hair, and that too the hair is like blonde. Sometime else, when she wants a very different look, she might even have spikes like this. So the person is the same, the hair is the same, it is just that the hairstyle and the hair color is changing depending upon the ambience where she is going. When she is going to a party, she is having a funky hairstyle. When she is going to a fancy dress competition, she is having a very different hairstyle. When she is going to maybe a cool place, with maybe a family outing with her families and friends, then she is having spikes. When she's going to school, she is having a regular haircut. So variables are like that. Depending upon the situations, their values changes. Let me give you an example of a variable. Let's talk about x. Now what is the value of x? Because x as such is an alphabet. So x, when I say value of x, it has to be some number. So can you say that the value of x is always 1? You can't say that. Let me give you examples. Let us take examples of different equations with x. Let's say we have one equation, x minus 2 is equal to 6. Let's say we have another equation, 12 minus x is equal to 6. Let's say we have yet another equation, 3x is equal to 12. Now, when you find out the value of x in this equation, now finding value of x means you have to put such a value of x so that this relationship should hold true. That means x minus 2 should be equal to 6. So in this case, you find that the value of x is 8. So if you put 8 instead of x, 8 minus 2 is 6. So here in this equation, x is equal to 8. Similarly, when you find the value of x in this equation, you see that the value of x here is 6. When you put x is equal to 6, 12 minus 6 is 6. In the third equation, the value of x is 4. When you put x is equal to 4, 3 into 4 is 12. So x is equal to 4. So what is happening? You see that the same variable x is taking different values, 8, 6 and 4 in different equations. The same way this girl was taking different hairstyles in different parties. In a fun party it was different, in school it was different, in a family party it was different. Similarly, the values of that x is acquiring is different depending upon the situation. So x is a variable. So these are variables. Now many times children get confused between expressions and equations. So let us very neatly distinguish the two. Now when we talk about a mathematical expression, so expression is all about a phrase with numbers, variables and operators. So you will have constants, you will have variables, you will also have operators like plus, minus, divide, multiply. So you will have all these operators, but you will not have an equality sign. So you are basically not equating anything in an expression. So examples of expression would be 3x plus 4. This is an expression. Y plus 50 is also an expression. 20b, this is an expression. You have constants, variables. 30 divided by a plus b. So this is also an expression. So these are all examples of expression. So in an expression, you really do not have an equality sign. So there is no equality sign involved in an expression. But when we talk about an equation, equation definitely has an equality sign because it is a statement of equality between two expressions. So something of this sort, 3x plus 4, the same expression, when it gets equated to something else, then it is called an equation. So now 3x plus 4 is, this part is still an expression, but overall this entire thing is an equation. Similarly, 30 divided by a plus b is equal to 12. This thing overall is an equation. 20b is equal to y plus 50. So you see, in the previous example we saw this is an expression, this is an expression, but when we equate the two of them with an equality sign, it becomes an equation. And in any equation, do you know what is the purpose of this equality sign? This equality sign tells us that whatever we have on the left hand side is equal to whatever we have on the right hand side. So basically this tells us that LHS has to be equal to RHS. Now that means, for example here, the value of x should be such that 3 into x plus 4 should be equal to 0. So this is a mandatory criteria that anything on left hand side has to be equal to anything on right hand side. So primarily this is the difference between an expression and an equation.
Thank you. Please visit examfear.com for free quality education. You can learn with a simple 4-step learning process wherein you can watch video lessons, you can ask your questions, you can refer notes, and you can take a free online test. We have content for class 6 to 12 on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology along with practical videos. So please subscribe to our channel for daily updates. Thank you.